My name is Aisha Ibrahim and this is Election Brief. We're live on DSTV channel 421, Go TV channel 125 and all our social media handles at Joy News on TV. My personal handle is @thenana Aisha. Election headquarters is brought to you by Petrosol, your clean fuel in full quantity. The Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, SIMA, and AICPA together has the Association of International Certified Professional Accountants, German Ozone Medical Center, Alternative Therapy, Dental Wellness and Beauty, Chopbox Technologies, a convenience service, and the Youth Bridge Foundation. Election headquarters is for an informed electorate. Please do stay for details. The NPP flag bearer, Dr. Baamadu Bawumia, has announced that the Ministry of Finance is making arrangements to reimburse clients of companies liquidated by the Securities and Exchange Commission during the financial cleanup exercise. The move, according to Dr. Bawumia, is aimed at bringing relief to affected investors while promoting transparency and accountability in the financial market. Addressing professional bodies in Kumasi as part of his tour to the Ashanti region, Dr. Bawumia emphasized the government's unwavering dedication to ensuring investor protection
of the SEC companies, and I think this is something that we have discussed recently, and it looks like the Minister of Finance is sort of getting ready to make certain payments to some of these customers of the liquidated companies. I will not take the wind out of his sails. I'll wait. I think he will be soon coming to this, but this is something places like Gold Coast Securities and so on. This is something very much on our agenda, and I believe that the Minister of Finance will look at, even though technically government is not responsible, but out of, I think, empathy and sympathy for the people who invested in some of these institutions, the ministry is going to make some payments as agreed. I think we will wait and listen to the minister very soon.
The NPP flag bearer has been meeting some professional bodies. We'll be bringing you more on that. But he also stormed the Swami magazine to meet artisans there. Nana Boache is our man on the tour with the NPP flag bearer. He joins us via Zoom with the latest. Nana, where is the team right now?
So currently, the team of the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, we are currently at the Kumasi KJTR market, the first phase of the KJTR market. That is where the Vice President and his team are currently. Not long ago, we were at the Swami magazine where the Vice President had some interactions with artisans there, making some promises on how to make sure that their goods at ports do not get stuck when he is elected as president. As I speak to you, he has made a grand entry into the Kumasi KJTR market, where he is expected to have some interactions with traders, including queen mothers of various trade associations here at the Kumasi KJTR market. Surprisingly, the Vice President came here with his main opponent at the NPP's presidential primaries, that is Kennedy Ohini Ejapon. This is the first time the contender, the main opponent of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Kennedy Ejapon, is joining the campaign trail since the Vice President started from the eastern region. The very last region he is here in the Ashanti region has a number of party foot soldiers, a number of party vehicles joining the campaign. So the vice president is inside the Kejetia market with a number of traders also gathered waiting for him to address them. We are anticipating that the vice president will be laying out his vision for the second phase of the Kejetia market and also his vision to expand trade when elected as president of the Republic of Ghana.
What does the rest of the day look like for the flag bearer, Nana Boakye?
Asha, if you could repeat for me.
What does the rest of his day look like?
Well, after the Kumasi Central Market, or from the Kumasi Central Market, the vice president is expected to be at a Doom itself to have a short interaction with them. He will go to Asafo, where he would have his door-to-door campaign. And also he would also be going to Bantama to also commence a door-to-door campaign. Later in the evening, the vice president would be having his Youth Connect with students from the Kwame Nkrumah University and various senior high schools in the Ashanti region. The Youth Connect will be a grand debate at the Kumasi Jubilee Park, and that is how the vice president will be wrapping up his second day of the Ashanti regional tour. And so we are expecting the Youth Connect to happen at exactly 5:30 p.m. at the Kumasi Jubilee Park.
Nana Boakye, Yadom, with that update from the Dr. Bawumia's regional tour of the Ashanti region. There is more bringing subsequent bulletins. But earlier, the Vice President, Dr. Bawumia, assured the operationalization of the long-awaited Serua Government Hospital and the Afari Military Hospital in the Ashanti region by August 2024. The much-needed expansion in healthcare infrastructure in the region is expected to ease pressure at the Komfo Teaching Hospital and improve overall accessibility to quality medical services. During his engagement with professional bodies in Kumasi, Dr. Bawumia underscored the significance of these new healthcare facilities when commissioned by August. First, let's hear the chairman of the Ghana Medical Association in the Ashanti region, Dr. Pakwe Sibedu, expressing worry at the congestion at the Komfo Teaching Hospital and the stalled hospital projects.
First time, thank you to our CEO. Usually what they did was to hide the mess at the emergency because of overcrowding. And the reason being that almost Komfo takes care of so many of the regions, 6, 7, 8 regions in the country, 12 regions in the country. And I'm sure they saw and they will collaborate what we saw, and I'm sure some of them felt so nauseating. Some threw up, and they will confess to you. And that is the environment as health workers we find ourselves. We talk of Agenda 111, and my former chief executive is here. We've had our debates, Dr. Nsiasari. Of all the Agenda 111 you are building in the 12 region, Komfo still will serve as the referral center to them. The people who will be voting for you are not just those here. They are the patients who are sitting in chairs for 2 days. We have 2 hospitals that are complete or almost complete, and they have facilities which Komfo, which is the major referrals facility, doesn't have. The military hospital at Afari and the Serua hospital. They have facilities. Mr. Vice President, if you've not been there, I will urge you to pass by these facilities. We've dressed this equipment beautifully. So, you, as the Vice President, still has the power to make sure that these facilities are commissioned to serve the purpose for which they were built. And that is the message of the Ghana Medical Association.
But the NPP flag bearer, Dr. Bawumia, says the 2 major stalled hospital projects in the Ashanti region are expected to be commissioned by August.
The overcrowding that we are seeing at Komfo Teaching Hospital, and which is really under pressure, being a referral hospital for 12 regions, and has made some suggestions which we should take very seriously, dedicating resources for retooling the Komfo Anokye Teaching Hospital. I am in agreement with that. I think that if we want a Komfo Anokye Teaching Hospital to perform, it cannot perform without those resources. And I think that you've made particular reference to two hospitals that are almost done. Sewia, which is a regional hospital, and Afari Hospital, which is a military hospital. I think that we expect Sewia to be commissioned. I think hopefully by next month, July, he tells me. So if all goes well, Dr. Insiasari is assuring me that we can commission July in Sewia and by August commission Afari as well. So I think those two hospitals are very, very important for us to commission. They are excellent hospitals, have the space, and they could really take off the burden from Komfo Anokye. So I think that we are going to follow these two hospitals, as I said, to really reduce the burden, because they are very, very large ones.
From the NPP to the Movement for Change government, which Alan Kyerematen says will give spare part dealers 2 months to import their wares without paying duty. That's according to the leader of the movement, Alan Kyerematen, who says the current cost of spare parts has collapsed the work of many artisans in the industrial hub who largely depend on them for their work. Mr. Kyerematen made the promise when he met artisans at the Tamale industrial area as part of his tour of the northern region. The flag bearer of the Movement for Change believes even though the country is blessed with natural resources, little has been done to transform these resources into finished products.
Here, the work that we do depends on the availability of spare parts. Fabricating machines, repairing cars. The cost of spare parts alone is putting you out of business. And that is why I've made a commitment that if Alan becomes president, by the grace of Allah, within the first 2 years, there will be no duty on spare parts. Apart from that, most of you who are in fabrication, you need metal sheets to fabricate the things that you produce. Ghana has bauxite. Out of bauxite, we can get aluminium. Ghana has iron. Out of iron, we can get steel. Ghana has oil and gas. Out of oil and gas, we can get plastics. So if we can add value to our bauxite, add value to our iron, and add value to our oil and gas, you get all the raw materials that you need for your work. And this is what I want to do. Most of you, your businesses are collapsed because you don't have access to credit. You don't have access to credit. And that is why you need a new leader who will make money available to those of you who are involved in industrial development.
Alan Kyerematen said the two major political parties have failed the masses, therefore the need for a change.
Why would you even consider the fact that after 32 years, if you are not happy with the two parties, that you don't look for a change? Let me tell you, Ghanaians do not vote because of infrastructure. Are you aware of that? They talk about it, but it's not because of infrastructure that they vote. They don't vote because of social services. They vote based on their pockets and the economy. Right now, we know that the economy is in crisis. You need a new leader who will turn around the economy, and that is what Alan is going to do. Let us join hands together and make history and make Alan the first independent president of our country. This is the first time that we have 10 parties coming together to fight an election. It must send you a strong signal that it is time for change.
Alan Kyerematen is leader for the Movement for Change. Now, with the December 7 election fast approaching, many prospective first-time voters are in a deep search for answers about how to make their votes count. In an effort to address their concerns and provide guidance, Lois Shola Adeyemi has been engaging young Ghanaians about the issues that matter most to them. The main concerns among these first-time voters revolve around understanding the voting process, knowing how to verify their voter registration status, and learning about the candidates and their manifestos. Director of Programs at the National Commission for Civic Education, Dr. Imran Mohammed, has been offering some answers to their questions. Listen to their interaction.
My question is, I'll be a first-time voter this year, but my question is concerning the factors which discourage us when we are going to cast our votes. There was a by-election at Ejisu, and after the interview, we heard the woman say even if a stone was the candidate, she would still vote for that particular political party. So hearing comments like that for first-time voters, makes us doubtful as to whether or not our vote will really incite change, because it seems the long-time voters are more hell-bent on the political party rather than looking at the policies or the condition of the situation around them. So I want to know what you have to say to us concerning people who think like this.
Okay, I'm Desmond. I want to ask, how can we know that some policies are just sloganeering?
Regards to the political parties who have been sharing money at the various polling stations, for we the first-time voters, what should we do when they approach us? For me like this, what I'll do is I'll reject the money. Because no, it's true. Like you are trying to tell me that I'm a fool. It's true. You are trying to tell me that I'm a fool. So what I'll do is I'll reject the money. Then I'll vote against you. I'll make sure I'll vote against you. But I've been talking to most of our guys, and they've been telling me that they will take the money and vote. So what do you have to tell them?
All right, three.
First one talks about, I don't want the expression disillusionment with the system. Somebody says, oh, if they put a stone. I earlier on spoke about, the fact that people vote for different reasons, right? People vote on family traditions. People vote on different reasons. But the best way to vote is to vote on policies and programs, right? That best way is the difficult way. It is the difficult way that will give you the dividend that democracy should give you. And I always insist that I'm glad that we are holding this conversation here, because we are the people who can decipher, we can tell right from wrong, true from lies, right? Then it sends me to issue about policies, right, and slogans, right? They are, what do you call it, chicken and egg situation. Certain things come out as pronouncements and they yield results. There are also some plenty paperwork, right, on issues, and you hardly say these are the outcomes of them. But by and large, it depends on us, right? All these people that are coming clamoring for our vote, they are not descending from the skies, we know, right? So we have to make the right choices that fits our orientation.
Well, Shala Adeyemi joins me in the studio with more. Shala, what's the main concerns raised by these first-time voters?
All right, thank you so much, Aisha. So, first of all, most of them are, they really want to know more about the education system because they're in school, obviously. So they want to see if the education system will favor them, especially for persons living with disability. A few of them raised that up again and said that, they've seen that persons with disabilities are in schools. They want to know if it will favor them. Also, they're trying to make sure that the policies that they're putting into place will work for them this time. Because as I said, they're political science students. They already know these things. They are thoughts. They know what, all of this is about. But that doesn't stop them from telling you their real life experiences. Yep. So from how the city is depreciating to how expensive things are getting to how policies that are put in place do not really work the way they're expecting them to. So these are like the concerns that they raise, especially also with the guarantor system. You go and register, and then you get there and you find out that there's someone there who is not supposed to be guaranteeing for someone, but the person does that and all of that. So yes, these are like basically some of the issues that they...
Do you get a sense that these guys are ready for this civic duty?
Yes, they are. They are. I mean, majority, I can't say all of them. I can say about like 70% of them are ready to, exercise their franchise. They're first-time voters. They're ready to make sure that they vote for people that they think can be in power to do what they want to see. So they are really ready to vote.
You had an interaction with them, I mean, quite for some time. Do you get the sense that they have some understanding, or if you like, how well is their understanding of information about their candidates and their manifestos?
Yes, so as I said, that they are political science students. So obviously they know what is in there. They understand what manifestos are. They know what goes into manifestos. So yes, they have an idea, but this time they are not only reading, because normally I've spoken to some of them who say manifestos are just ways that political parties, lavish themselves or throw themselves in people's faces and try to get you to support them. But this time they are going way beyond the manifesto. So though they understand what a manifesto is, they understand what political parties do, how they do their stuff. They are looking at these policies. Are they realistic? Are they putting realistic things in their manifestos? They're not telling you that when they come, they're coming to build 4 houses in 2 months. They're looking at how realistic these manifestos are. So they know about it. They know what goes into it. But now they are not only looking at the things they want to hear. They are looking at how realistic these things are.
So, all right. So that's a very healthy conversation you've been having with these people. How do you plan to further engage these first-time voters?
So the good thing is that we are not only limiting, conversations or episodes to schools. We're going everywhere. So our first episode was in Jamestown. We've had the opportunity to also go to schools. We've spoken to persons with disabilities. So our main focus is to speak to all first-time voters. In fact, if we are able to go to everywhere in the country before the elections,
so
everywhere, we're trying to make sure that we speak to them, make sure that their voices are heard loud and clear, because we've said it so many times that they are also very key. They are very important when it comes to elections, and we need them and we need their voices as well. So obviously we're going everywhere, and until we do that, until we achieve that, we're not stopping.
All out. All the best, Shala Adeyemi, and she's the host of Just Turned 18. Now, the chairman of the Council of Elders of the New Patriotic Party in the Northeast region, Suleiman Nabila, is accusing the incumbent MP for Wale Wale Hajia Laraba Zuwairatu Abdu of jeopardizing the presidential aspiration of Dr. Bawumia. Suleiman Nabila also criticized Hajia Laraba's decision to seek court redress after losing to Tia Abdul Kabiru Mahama during the party's primaries. Correspondent Ilyas Sanko has more.
Which were held in January saw Dr. Tia Mahama Kabiru defeating the Member of Parliament Hajia Laraba with a slim margin of less than 10 votes as he pulled 345 votes against 338. The Member of Parliament, however, quickly rejected the declaration by the Electoral Commission and subsequently filed an ex-parte motion at the Tamale High Court challenging the election results by alleging electoral irregularities and malpractice on the part of the party, her contender Dr. KB Mahama, and the supervising body, the Electoral Commission. She further sought an injunction against Dr. KB Mahama from holding himself as the winner of the elections and the new parliamentary candidate-elect. At the initial stage of the court process, the party as the third defendant has sought to dismiss the case after accusing the defeated and aggrieved member of parliament of breaching the party's constitution by resorting to the court without exhausting the internal party conflict resolution mechanism as stipulated in the party's constitution. The party's attempt was, however, shut down by the judge, who ordered the parties involved to open their defenses. After failing to discontinue the case in court, the NPP then sent its Director of Election, Mr. Kyerematen, to plead an out-of-court settlement. The party was granted a 6-week period to address the matter at the party level and report to the court. Within this period, Joy News has learned several members of the party from the national, regional and constituency levels, including a top member of Dr. Bawumia's team, all attempted but failed to convince Hajia Laraba to rescind her decision to pursue the matter in court. The case has now suffered a 7th postponement in court yesterday, the 10th of June, with both candidates and their supporters taking entrenched positions amidst an escalating infighting. Speaking to Joy News after Monday's court hearing, the regional chairman of the party's Council of Elders, Nabila Suleimana, cautiously blamed the vice president and the NPP's parliamentary candidate, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, for the happenings in his home constituency. But I'm wondering why, as an elderly person like you are still alive, you are still active, and then this is happening in the vice president constituency. Could we say that it's a leadership failure on your part and other executives?
It's not a leadership failure of anybody's part.
What is it?
It may be a leadership failure on the part of the vice president.
Right.
Since this thing started, he knows so well that people organize the party and he came. And he's now where he is. If I tell you, he has never called me one day
about this incident.
To ask me about this incident.
Council of Elders chairman warned the actions and inaction of the defeated member of parliament jeopardized the presidential ambition of Dr. Bawumia.
You see, the problem is, they say Larva is the sister, and you don't want to disgrace the sister. But if you don't want to disgrace your sister will disgrace you. That is it. If you don't want to disgrace your sister will disgrace you. And there is a saying in our language that a big calabash full of water, if I won't drink it, you won't also drink it before it away. And that is what is happening today.
He further launched a scathing criticism against the embattled member of parliament.
When you defeated somebody and went to parliament, the person did not challenge you. And this one, somebody has also defeated you. And the thing was, in broad daylight, when they counted, the boy didn't introduce himself as the winner.
Right.
It was the
Electoral Commission.
The Electoral Commission that held the hand like this and said, "Here, no." So what is now the problem? Do you want to destroy your brother's efforts?
From Wale Wale, Elias Sotanko reporting.
And as I wrap up Election Brief is on your election headquarters. Election headquarters is brought to you by Petrosol, your clean fuel in full quantity. The Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, SIMA, and AIPC, together as Association of International Certified Professional Accountant, German Ozone Medical Center, Alternative Therapy, Dental Wellness and Beauty, Chopbox Technologies, a convenient service, and Youth Bridge Foundation. Election headquarters is for an informed electorate. Do join or log on to myjohnline.com for more of the news and updates of all the developing stories. Do enjoy the rest of our programs.